unhinged.
Oh, today? You're already starting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Welcome back to Jeff Lewis Obsessed, where we recap Jeff Lewis Live every night at 6 o'clock California time. And I'm Sarah in Texas.
And I'm Kelly in California.
Okay. So would you ask if they thought Jeff was on one today? We're
I
going to
said,
get some strong opinions about today already.
I said, do you feel like Jeff was unhinged? Meaning he's not usually this.
He's not? I just think he had I think he had something to have a strong opinion about, which was Disneyland and the people there.
I heard all anxiety and fear in his voice, and it was like changing the way he thought and processed information. So that's what I thought.
About other stuff, though, not
yes.
Yeah. What do they call that when you put you're anxious about something else, but you put
projecting?
That on another? Huh?
Projecting?
Like transferred anxiety or transferred stress or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. Transference.
Yeah, that's it. Such a fancy word. You think he's unhinged because he's broken up again? Okay, somebody mentioned earlier. What'd they say? Hold on, I lost it. That he mentioned several hints. I heard them too about Stu. What did you hear today?
I only heard one hint, the costume. So if there's other hints, you have to tell me. What were the other hints?
Just it was kind of mixed in with all that. First of all, to me, the fact that he hasn't said anything about it.
The breakup or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know, is giving me positive. I don't know. Like maybe he wants to work on things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that the fact that he hasn't said anything, and I'm assuming things have gotten back to him that we've read on Facebook.
Yes.
About this Stu saying that they broke up and the whatever that was, whatever the word, the saying that Stu posted.
Oh, about
what do you call that? Like a
quote?
Yeah, a quote. I literally have a cold. I cannot think.
I know you can't. We're a mess because I just took my pain med, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, baby.
I can't even remember what the message said, but it said something along the lines of like leaving pain behind or letting go, right? Was that what it was? Yeah. Exactly
what Lisa just said. The part when Heather said people were asking if they weren't broken up since she was on the show today. So they didn't say that. Now, we talked about this already. First of all, Heather McDonald and Megan were on the show today. I'm sure everyone knows that. I did hear Shane say Independence Day Part 2.
I still don't understand what that means.
Okay, because when Jeff broke up with him on 4th of July,
July
5th, he said Independence Day.
Gotcha,
so he was saying Independence Day Part 2.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, so I did hear that, but Jeff didn't really say anything about that, which I thought was very interesting.
Right.
And also, when he said about the costumes, which I thought Heather really played into that really well, talking about like if she and Peter weren't together, she had this costume, what have you. But Jeff was saying, I've got one costume, and it's a week away. Today is Monday. It's exactly 1 week away. And that's when, we know Jeff's not going to partake in trick-or-treating. He doesn't want to pass out candy and turn the lights on and all that. But that's when we know that Adrian Malouf's, big party is. So
Right.
and they're supposed to be Dumb and Dumber. So we'll see. I haven't checked my story yet lately, but I did do a poll to see if they thought they were going to use the costumes or not. I think it's about 60-40, but I haven't really checked it lately, so I don't really know.
So what is Jeff going to be if him and Stu aren't together? A commando? What did he say?
What was it? Does anyone else remember? Was it a camouflage dude? Like a army dude?
That's what I thought. I swear.
Which I'm like, where did that come from? Like, is he throwing that shit together?
Yeah, I thought he said commando, but commando is like an army guy, kind of a like camouflage, like you said.
Kind of what I took
Some
it.
army thing. Yeah.
So even though Jeff is notorious for like spending his money and not really, wanting a bargain, for months we have heard him use the word coupon, even though he doesn't know how to use them. We have heard him saying like he likes a good deal.
Right.
So maybe because we know he already got these costumes in, and he said he didn't buy the cheap ones. And then I think he said that Chef Stu is supposed to take care of the shoes for them and like paint them, I guess, orange and baby blue, maybe.
Okay. Well, they better get their shit together. I mean,
well, so maybe Jeff's being frugal and he's like, I've already bought these costumes. We need to go together. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Or, yeah, Shane's too much of a twink to fit in that costume.
Oh, yeah. Shane's not tall enough.
Yeah, or thick enough.
No, I don't think these are recycled costumes. I think these are new.
Yeah, me too.
Just can't please Jeff. It's becoming too much. Agree. You know what? Of all days, and I told you this earlier, I usually have 2 to 3 pages of notes.
Yeah.
I only took 1 page of notes. I mean, it was Disneyland ramming the whole show.
Well, yeah, and it wasn't a lot of stories. It was just a lot of, like I said, I just kept hearing anxiety, fear, and paranoia in his voice. He's on one. Ever since the Jeffrey Dahmer stuff, I don't know what the hell happened to him, but
I am with you. I did not believe you at first, but you were so right. Once he started watching Jeffrey Dahmer, his mind was fucking with him. I swear to you.
Yeah.
And he's off that, but now he's on The Watcher, which is pretty damn similar.
I started watching it, and I was like, I only got to watch 1 episode because I fell asleep. But have you seen it yet?
No, those aren't my kind of shows.
Okay, it's pretty good. It's kind of campy. That's not what I thought. He
definitely really?
Yeah. Someone said something about being offended if their partner asked them to be Dumb and Dumber. I think I think if it's Dumb and Dumber, it's fine. If it was Dumb and Smart, then I'd be a little offended. But you know what I mean? It's like, they're both dumb. They're both dumb.
You think Jeff's admitting he's dumb?
Oh,
no to the hell to the no.
I think right now he's feeling dumb.
Yeah.
I feel like he's getting dragged a lot today. Oh, well, thank you, Red Fab.
You think he's getting dragged because of the Disney comments?
That and the handicap, and just a lot, like we talked about, a lot of people are saying he talked over Heather. Why was Heather even there? But then you see the other side of the comments, Heather talked too much, so it was just kind of a shit show today. Shit show. I enjoyed it.
We've talked about this so much, and we have opinions between the chumpettes also, but it's always so fascinating how everyone can listen to the exact same show.
Exactly.
And have very different opinions about the guests, about Shane, about Alyssa.
Jeff's tone, about Jeff's tone.
Yeah.
Because a lot of
fascinating to me.
It's a lot of times, like, I know there's times where I'm like, I can't believe he said that. And you're like, Kelly, it's kind of like he's just joking. And I think it's been vice versa, where you're like, I can't believe he said that. And I said, I think he's joking. So there's always that vibe. Is he playing it up, or is he really serious like this?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think so too.
Hardly heard Megan.
I didn't write much about Megan at all today. It was almost like she wasn't even there.
Yeah. I think that they just know he's on one, and they're just letting him. You can't even wrangle him. I feel like Heather a couple times tried to wrangle him and like, okay, well, what did you like about Disneyland?
Yeah.
And so he's just.
Yeah, that was Jameson. Jameson was like, let's think of positive things. Like,
yes.
Like, I love to go into Disney. Okay, Michelle is bringing up a good point. I was going to bring that up. I don't know how it came up, but Scary Sherry was definitely at Disneyland with them. What in the fuck?
Well, I know that he usually, last time he went to Disneyland, he seemed like he had enough tickets for just about everyone. But we know that Stu wasn't there, and Jameson and Doug got to go. And also Pepper wasn't there, so maybe Pepper got Sherry's ticket from last time.
Yeah.
Vice versa. But, it's kind of strange to bring your psychic to Disneyland.
I mean, he doesn't really talk about her a lot lately.
Right.
But he's made it very clear. And she was at the Amazon launch party, which was just his closest chumps.
And she is a friend.
She's very important in his life.
Yes. And I think Jeff has people that work for him that are also very important in his life. And so I think Sherry really is a friend aside from being the psychic. And maybe she likes Disneyland. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. I was sort of surprised. I don't think Kian was there. We haven't really done the math in a while of what 10
Yeah.
people were there, but I think it's all filled up with the 10 people. So I don't feel like Kian was there.
No, I don't think Kian was either.
Maybe Kian actually has a good work-life balance.
I was going to say he probably didn't want to go to Disneyland. He's like, I don't want to go with all those crazy people.
Right.
And Disneyland's crazy. No. But
And
most people want to go because they get the chance to do the VIP thing.
Oh my God. Okay, so he thinks they rode about 15 rides in 8 hours. That's at least half the time it would normally take to stand in line and ride a ride. Don't you feel like?
I've gone from 8 a.m. till 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. at night and rode only 8 rides because it's so busy and crowded. Wow. So I mean, if you get the chance to do that VIP thing, oh, absolutely. I wanted to see how much it costs.
To know how much it costs. Maybe it's on the website.
I think I looked before. I want to say it was like $8,200, but I'm not sure.
And then you got a tip on top of that.
I know. But when you think about it, it's 10 people that get to go. 10 in Disneyland's about 150, I think. So, well, yeah, I mean,
a regular ticket.
Yeah, it's an experience. If you get to do it once in your life, then totally do it.
Yeah, for sure. I loved Heather. I loved all of her videos from this weekend about Juicy Scoop. I love that it was sold out. Her live show in New York was so good. I know Kim got on. If Kim is still on, we went to her show and somebody was like reaming her, saying that people got up and left halfway through the show. Kim and I didn't see anyone leave, so I don't know.
Yeah, that was on the Instagram comments under Jeff's picture of the day. People were kind of coming for Heather and saying also that she read old social media comments. Did you? And I was like, what? That didn't happen either.
Oh, I didn't see that he tipped $500. Yeah. Wow. How did I miss that? That's a good tip. But we saw on Bravo and Cocktails blind last week that Jeff tips 50% of the bill. So
yeah.
Kim, I didn't either.
But the person on that Instagram also said that she was reading old social media content. That's not true either, right?
I mean, I'm not really sure. I don't remember everything about the show. But no, a lot of it was current. What I loved is that she sort of had a quick beef with Jeff for not inviting her, and then uninviting her to the Polo Bar dinner at New York City. So, which I felt like she is a longtime friend of his, and they're both in the business, and it serves them both well to be seen and hang out as close friends at Polo Bar. So I felt like she had a valid reason for that. I mean, I can see him being over inviting though, and just asking everyone.
Well, and I think also because he has such a long history with Heather, he's like, well, who could I offend the most, or who could I hurt their feelings and it would be okay? Maybe kind of thing. What did you think about Shane moving out and It's Too Loud at High Tops now?
That was interesting. I feel like he's 25. I mean, we've been to High Tops. I don't see apartments like directly over it. What is he hearing? Like, is he literally right there? What apartments are right there?
I think that whole strip, there's just so many restaurants and nightclubs. There's just always tons and tons of people. So there are little houses and apartments in the back that you don't see. Maybe not like a gigantic apartment building, but it is. And it's just people walking around, trying to find parking, slamming car doors. So all of that is noisy.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, are leases a normal thing? Are they like 13 months? Like that's a normal thing, right? 12 to 13 months. So he's probably in it for a while.
You can do leases for any amount of time, but it makes your rent higher. So if you wanted a month-to-month lease, you could do that, but you'd have really high rent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get a fan. Get a fan. That's what I do.
I think that's what it sounded like he was going to do, right?
Yeah, a noise machine.
Jeff hasn't talked about buying a house at all in a while. He does say that Carrie sends him what do they call it? MLS things all the time.
Yeah.
Somebody's saying they saw a picture of Quinn in Pepper, but I almost think it was an old picture. I just don't feel like Quinn was there for some reason.
She wasn't, because didn't Todd post a picture and said something, my birthday girl? Was it her birthday?
No, because it was Pepper. He said like daddy-daughter date night.
That's what it was.
And that would have overlapped. Like unless it was the night before. I don't know. I felt like Todd put up a picture of like daddy-daughter date night with her and him and Pepper.
Sorry.
I don't know. We need answers. I've got
We do.
questions.
We have
We need
questions.
Jeff to answer some questions. Speaking of questions, the phone calls at the end. Does he nervous or hell? I felt like he was thinking every question was going to be about Stu, and he was dying.
Yeah, I when I was re-listening, he sounded like a little kid. Hi, so and so, and they're like, you're a big fan, okay. But what about the birthday party?
Oh, the birthday party at for Monroe.
Yeah.
I love that he took Monica. I think that was perfect. I'm assuming
Yes.
Monica took her little girl. Is it Dylan? Is that her name?
I think so, yeah.
They're about the same age. So if it was her day to have Dylan, if not, there's a long history with Monica and Gage, and we know that they have stayed friends. So
Yes.
I felt like it was a perfect choice to take her.
Yeah, and it's funny because
and there was alcohol. There was a bar.
That's true. I hate going to kids' birthday parties. I hate when they make the parents stay. So I totally get it. But you know,
a birthday party is so amazing.
But I did think it was funny that Jeff wanted to leave. It's like, no, you can't leave before cake and presents.
And cake is the best part. He didn't even know what kind of cake it was. I'm like, okay, what was the theme?
He's preoccupied.
I know. Don't you think he's just like looking at people and thinking, oh my gosh, people are wondering why I'm not here with Chef Stu?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was worried about things. And he was probably having like a counseling session with Monica the whole 2 hours.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure. Yeah, totally.
What does Shane call it? Empathy fatigue?
Empathy fatigue, yes.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, the thing is, you and I both get so many DMs, and people tell us so much how invested they are, and they want to know, they want to hear from Jeff. And I've been telling you all week, I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying, because the longer Jeff doesn't say anything, the more I'm dying to hear what the hell he has to say.
Yeah. I think he's just walking on eggshells. He doesn't know what to say right now. I think his world's been turned upside down. And so he's just playing it real safe. And they've broken up so many times and gone on so many pauses. It's like you don't want to bring it, you know, because that's happened so many times. You don't want to say it if you're going to get back to, it's just, yeah. I have no idea.
Like Charlotte said, it's so unusual for him not to tell us everything that we're just like I told you, I'm like, tell us something. Say, are you going to say something? When are you going to say something? And even if you're going to say anything at all, are you just going to let this pass over and we're just going to have to be wondering what the hell's going on?
But you know, and also
give us some insight on his Instagram.
I think that a lot of times this shows me that he doesn't tell us everything. I think we think he does, but I think he does hold stuff back, and that, you know, we're just not aware of it. But
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, because you never know what he's really sharing, what he's not. And I don't know, when I've shared with you, I was in an abusive relationship. I'm not comparing that to Stu and Jeff. I'm just saying I was in a really negative relationship, and so I know how taxing it is, and it's a nightmare, and it's hard to leave. It's hard to leave. It's hard to leave somebody when you still love them.
I, as a fan, have a hard time, like a lot of people do, because I hear Jeff so happy, and then very soon after he'll say something negative or they'll be on pause. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm just not a fake person at all, but I also don't have a history of roller coaster relationships. I just don't have that history personally, or my parents or anyone.
And it's hard to understand if you haven't had that.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Who is High Tops 2022? That's an interesting Instagram name.
I like it.
It's not spelled right. I mean, it's H-I, I think, the real name, but that's interesting. Lipstick with Little Ones. When was this?
Yeah.
Are you the one that posted the DM? Because I think I've heard that somebody posted a DM.
Yes. It's just all, like I was saying earlier, you know, I would never want to live my life in public. I think when I was younger, we didn't have social media. So when we broke up with somebody, you only knew somebody told you. But with like Facebook and social media and just how much is public, I would die. It's so painful. And like, even when you said when he was answering calls today that he's just like, hi, you know, it's just like, ooh, that anxiety and that weight would just tear me up.
Yeah. Oh, Lipstick with Little Ones. I'm teasing you. I don't think it was you. So it was yesterday. Interesting. I don't know. Honestly, I get a sixth sense because we all feel like we know Jeff so much, and it's so unusual for him to not talk about this, that to me, it just gives me a vibe that he either doesn't know what's going on, like meaning they haven't talked, or Stu had his messages on vanish mode, which was
I don't
weird.
blame him. I don't blame him.
You know, the only person that's ever used vanish mode on me, most of the time I DM with someone, it's because I reply to their story. And you know, when you reply to somebody's Instagram story, it goes to them as a DM.
Yes, so, I agree. He probably told Alyssa not to let certain calls through, but go ahead.
Was Scott Anderson.
Yes, I was going to say it was Scott who put you on.
Yeah, that was the only one. That was interesting. But I'm fine with that. Like, I don't copy DMs anyways. I don't even know. Yeah. And
I don't blame Stu for putting it on vanish mode. Not that it did any good, because someone took a picture of that private message and was posting it places. I mean, it's like, I get it in one way, but I just feel like sometimes people forget these are humans with lives, and it's just messy.
Yeah, messy AF, but we're all here for it. I mean,
I know.
Even though Jeff says so many things that could get him canceled, we're here for it. I mean, I can be so mad at Jeff for saying or doing something, and he gets me right back in. I think all of us, I think we just love him so much. Honest to God, today when he said about the costumes and said, well, I have this for if Stu, my heart, I mean, it was literally like, I went, wait, are you saying there's a chance? Like, I think a lot of us got that hope, and we were like, oh my God, he didn't say abso-fucking-lutely no.
Right. It's funny because you see people are like, they should not be together. No, absolutely. And then they're like, well, maybe, you know what I mean? And I just like, I don't know. My hands are up. I need a little more convincing this time.
Oh my goodness. Very interesting. Okay, Monroe's birthday party. I really do think it's nice that he talked with Gage's mom. I think that's very nice.
Yeah.
First of all, Gage has sort of made it seem like he doesn't really see his mom a lot. So I was actually really glad that that she was there at the birthday party.
I don't know if it was Jeff that said that. I remember hearing in the past that Gage did not have a good relationship with mom and dad. I don't remember why.
It seems like the last time they went to New York City, and he brought Claudia, his stepmom, to take care of
Monroe.
Remember, there was some drama with, like, you know, if I leave her back, then Gage has to go out of town for work or something too.
And
so he would have to bring in his mom. And he was like, no, you're not bringing your mom. She doesn't even know my kid.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he was saying that kind of thing to be mean.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exaggerating.
And we haven't really talked about it, but I also feel like I think there's something going on, because I felt like, unless she's busy, does Claudia work? I don't know. Could she not get off work? Did she have something else going on? But I feel like I'm wondering why Claudia didn't go to New York City and hang out with Monroe the whole time.
What was the last thing he got mad at her about? Claudia.
They never really said. And they also never said if it was Claudia. He said something like a family member or something like that. Yeah,
but was it, even before that, when they were in Newport, blah, 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 that a family member, he got involved with a family member that Claudia and Tom were upset with.
It made it seem like it was Greg, the brother.
Yeah, because I thought Todd, but there's no way it could be Todd. So I don't know if that's still a part of what's going on, but it doesn't sound like he's brought her up a lot either, Claudia.
Yeah, that's true. There was an argument at Pelican Hill, somebody said.
Oh, okay.
What did you think about the inbred hillbillies and him, Disneyland, making him feel so hot and fresh and young and all that? Now, the scam stuff I have heard of. I have heard people do sort of scamming to get cut in line at Disney. I think a long time ago you couldn't do that. I think nowadays it's hard to deny someone because they could maybe do a lawsuit against you. I don't know.
Exactly. Like I said, 20 years ago, my niece had an infant heart transplant. Tried to get her that passed. They would not give it to us. I think now if that would have happened, we could have done something about it. But the real problem here lies with Disneyland. Disneyland is too expensive and they let in too many people. If they really made it fair and the price is not so fucking high and didn't allow so many people in, nobody would be up anybody's ass about handicapped people going in the front of the line. That's what I truly think. It's Disneyland's fault. They need to like fix their system.
Well, I do feel like there should be a cap. You know what I mean? Like you buy a ticket, like there should be a limit. And
well, yeah, I think it should be 10. If I'm only allowed to go to Disneyland once in my life because I'm poor and I also have the disability, fuck yeah, I'm going to try to get as many people to go with me as I can, because that might be a once in a lifetime opportunity for me.
Well, and I think a lot of people do Disney as obviously a family vacation,
exactly.
But they also do it like multi-generational things.
Exactly.
Like grandparents come and in-laws come and
exactly.
aunts and uncles and cousins. I mean, you make it a big fucking, it's a family, huge
exactly.
family deal because it's so expensive.
Is a big deal. It
yeah.
is a big deal.
And people go there for their weddings and honeymoons, and they have the bride things and the groom ears.
And it's just 10 minutes down the street. It's just crazy.
From you.
Yeah, I just like the whole Disney thing is just like so mind-boggling. I mean, it is really cool. Like whenever I will never go to Knott's Berry Farm because it's not as good as Disneyland, but it's just, I mean, it is amazing. What were you gonna say?
Isn't aren't they isn't he supposed to have an adult trip to Universal soon, like the 12 people thing, like the private thing?
I was thinking about that.
Seems like that's soon too.
I feel like that's been cut. I haven't heard him talk about it. When else are they going to go? Oh, maybe it's this weekend they're going to go because it's the weekend before Halloween.
I mean,
they're
yeah,
not going to go on a school night.
Yeah. Because after this, Halloween is Monday. He also hasn't said what Monroe's going to be dressed up as. Maybe Barbie.
Maybe Gage just told him to keep it.
I wonder how they do that. Monday seems like it's usually Gage's night, because doesn't he pick her up at noon on Sundays?
If you can work it out with your partner, it's one thing. If not, I believe they alternate the holiday.
Oh, okay.
Because that's like you can't do Halloween on a Thursday night. It has to be like on that night because everybody celebrates it that night. So I think it's alternate.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if there are different things. I would think Disneyland and Disney World would be the same as far as the policies go. I would think, but I don't really know. I love that Heather admitted to wearing a Juicy Scoop tank top to Disneyland trying to get recognized, and she even like saved a little boy, and she's like, shit, I didn't even get recognized. Now we know, because I saw in the Facebook groups that at least a couple of fans that saw them posted pictures with them. So even though Jeff acted like no one came up to them, we know that people did. Now some came up after Jeff had already left, it seemed like, because he left at like 8:15. But I bet people came knowing that he said multiple times he was going to be there that day and time too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we definitely know that he makes no bones about when he wants to be seen. He announces it multiple times, what time, who all will be there. I mean, that many chumps. If it was just him and Monroe and Nanny Lisa, I don't think we've ever seen Nanny Lisa, have we?
No.
I mean, I couldn't pick her out in a lineup, so I don't.
It was Doug. It was.
But when it's Doug and Jameson, I mean, like when someone starts following me, if their things are public, one of the first things I do is look and see who they're following, because clearly, if it's like some financial dude, I know they're going to unfollow me quickly. But most people that follow me, and you probably are, they follow Alyssa, they follow Doug, they follow Jeff, they follow Monica. I mean, it's like real fans that follow every one of the chomps.
Wendy, this is so curious because I've been looking on DILFs and I haven't seen them on there. I was wondering, is it people that submit someone?
You're friends with Nanny Lisa on Instagram.
But with the DILFs of Disneyland, is it people submit?
I don't know.
Is that how it works?
I don't know. You and I have talked about this. We do not get
social media?
As
technology?
Many.
Technology? We don't get it?
No, for sure. Maybe Nanny Lisa was shown. I don't remember what she looks like. But we don't get enough pictures of them out in the wild, which I'm kind of surprised at. If you ever live in the LA area, or if Jeff's traveling and y'all see him. Now, some people will, they look at the Instagram, the thing where he's hashtagged.
Yeah.
And then they'll send me that. And then I go to look at that when I think about it, but I usually forget how to do that, or I forget to do that.
Look at the hashtags. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I would think there's clearly people that are like out to eat at the restaurants he goes to and see him.
And he's out all the time.
I mean, like literally, does he ever eat at home?
Jeez.
Yeah, I do wonder how that works. Are you supposed to send in a picture of DILFs of Disneyland?
I think that's probably what it is. So maybe he wants us to send in a picture. Well, we don't have one. We don't have a picture of him. You have.
Oh, Nanny Lisa is probably over 40. That does surprise me because I know they said she's a waitress at somewhere.
Yeah,
she's a waitress at a popular, not Tower Bar. That's where he met Paige Davis.
Right.
He's a waitress somewhere, or she works in the industry somewhere.
No, she's a waitress. It's one that he always steals from. And it's not the Polo Bar, but one of those places.
He steals from? What do you mean?
He steals his employees from there.
Oh.
He steals bread.
Does he steal knives like I do? There is nothing better than a good, big, fat soup spoon from Papacitos. I think I used to have a set of 4, like before I got married.
I used to steal the little carafes that the dressings came in. I'll admit that.
Aw, like to put Larson's. Maybe it is Larson's. Yeah, I think you're right. Larson's. I think you're right. Does anyone have any questions? If you do, put it in comments or hit the question button.
And just as a recap,
they really reamed Disneyland a lot today, so that really took up a lot of it. I'm dying to hear tomorrow's show. Every time, I think, like tomorrow we know is Carney Wilson and Zach Noe Towers.
Right.
Today, if anything, I thought like he would talk about Chef Stu because it was Heather.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm not so sure with Carney and Zach Noe Towers.
Yeah, I think he's trying to be respectful to Stu in some way and trying to not say anything.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Where I think he knows he's fucked up and he's just maybe just trying
Lisa
to.
Lisa has a very important question.
Okay, go for it, Lisa.
We're all on pins and needles.
Are they broke up?
Carney is one of those that I see a lot of love for, but I'm just now starting to see a little of, oh, not Carney again. I'm just starting to see a little bit of that today.
Are you guys gonna? Oh,
that's hilarious.
No, we wish.
Yeah, I don't think has Sirius called you.
No, I didn't check my voicemail. No.
Maybe they DM'd us.
Maybe they DM'd us. You're right, and it's went into that one folder. Lisa, we would love that. That was, of course, that's a major like lifetime goal, but at this point it's just us 2 crazy kids and you guys.
Yeah. And I mean, Jeff started off with, what do you call it, 12 followers? We have about 3. So once we get to 12, maybe, maybe that'll be a thing. Did they break up again? Somebody said earlier that Stu said he did break up with him.
Yes.
Jeff hasn't said a word about it, so.
Thank you, Camille. You know what?
This
is what we'll say. We'll just say, you never really know what goes on with people in their own private life. And you can read the hints and you can see stuff, or
we can listen, we can hear what we don't hear, we can hear what we do hear, we can read what we hear, or read what we read.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, who the fuck knows?
You want to talk music and we'll wrap things up?
Yes, and they also had one of my favorite promos today, the Chumps. I love that one.
We don't even know what it is, Lisa. She said, remember when I came on the live with y'all at the beginning because I didn't know what it was.
Yes. It's Where the Girls At by Flo Rida, Nicki Minaj, and David Guetta. And then we had SOS from Rihanna. Somebody save me.
Well, you seem like you're feeling a lot better. Are you bored yet?
I did get a little bored today, and I ventured downstairs, and I was like, do I want to watch TV downstairs? I can't sit up for too long, though, honestly.
Oh.
So, yeah. It's weird. It doesn't hurt as much now. It just burns. You know what I think?
You think it's like healing in there? Like,
I think what it was is that
tissue?
the first 24 hours, I still had all the anesthesia and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I can do this. And now once all that's left my body, it's like the actual pain and just like, it burns. So
yeah.
Anywho,
well, I love that you and I can talk even more on the phone during the day than we normally do. So that's been fun, actually.
Yes. All right. So tomorrow, Zach and Carney. Wednesday, one more time.
Oh shit. Who's Wednesday? They keep adding. So they did this on Liz Rome.
Liz Rome and
I'm
Thursday.
assuming Doug will be on with her.
Yeah.
I think Jill Zarin, I think they said was by herself. Kelly Dodd and Rick is on with Megan.
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
All right.
And this Thursday should be a Cooking Kibitz also with Doug. So 5:00 California time. Cooking Kibitz on Doug Buden's Instagram.
All right,
there
guys.
or be square.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Feel a little better every day, Kelly. Oh, that was sweet. Oh, somebody's trying to get on. I don't know what you want to say though. So anyways, we'll wrap it up and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.
We come on every day at the same time, Tinker Mom. Every day, Monday through Friday.
Oh yeah, 6:00.